Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to the channel. This is Red Prep, and we're building up to the Manchester United match against Newcastle at Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup. Manchester United are the defending champion of the Carabao Cup, and this match will be the reprisal of the last year's Carabao Cup final, which was played at Wembley. Both teams have had a mixed bag in terms of performances and results this season, but Newcastle are certainly in better form as compared to Manchester United. They certainly have much more injuries, like 6 to 7 players from the first team will be out for this match as well. So United might have an advantage in terms of playing against a weakened Newcastle side. Newcastle are 2 points ahead of Manchester United in the league. And in the Champions League, they've done well by beating PSG 4-1 at St. James's Park. But they just lost to Dortmund in the last Champions League match, 1-0 at home, as well as they drew on the weekend with Wolves. So they aren't in the best of form currently. Obviously, Manchester United are coming at the back of a humbling against their series rivals, 3-0 at Old Trafford on the weekend. So they should be smarting, and they have an important match on the weekend as well as a do or die match against Copenhagen coming up in the Champions League. So this match might provide Erik Ten Hag some kind of leeway to chop and change, but I think that he would want to have a victory and arrest this kind of downfall that United have been over the last 6 weeks. As far as head-to-head goes, United have been predominantly the side with momentum in these matches. But of course, United lost to Newcastle 2-0 at St. James's Park, which was played just a few weeks after the Carabao Cup victory. And United were thoroughly outplayed, and especially the intensity with Newcastle presses and plays. United were caught gasping for breath on that day. And I presume and I predict that Newcastle will have the same kind of strategy to stifle United and to be up in their faces, even though they have few injuries. And United will have to show up and accept the kind of challenge. Newcastle United usually play high intensity, high pressing, rock and roll football, and the top scorer is Callum Wilson. And since Isak is out, I presume that he'll start in the number 9 position. They are full of goals. They've scored a lot of goals and have huge victory margins, such as 4-0 against Crystal Palace, 4-1 against PSG, and 8-0 at Sheffield United. Newcastle's biggest goal threat would be Callum Wilson. Anthony Gordon has played well recently. Obviously, Isak, Harvey Barnes are out. Almiron hasn't scored that many goals, but he's always likely to trouble United with his pace and pressing. In midfield, obviously, Joe Linton and Guimaraes are the midfield duo that has already troubled United and are a match for any side in the Premier League. With Longstaff having goal-scoring ability, their midfield are certainly stacked. In terms of defense, Botman is a long-term injury, but Lascelles has come in and played decently well. Kieran Trippier, the captain, is their main assist maker and their main outlet in terms of providing the final ball into the box. Dan Burn and Fabian Schär have done well. They are solid in defense and also can come up with important goals for Newcastle United. Let's move to the tactical board and break down the possible lineups and the strategies that both the teams might employ. Coming to Manchester United, we play usually 4-2-3-1, so I think we'll stick with that formation. In terms of personnel, I really want to see a proper left back, Reguilon. Amrabat should come in if Casemiro is not there, but I think Amrabat deserves a chance. He was wrongly hooked off at halftime in the last match. I think he should stay. Eriksen can play in this match because rather than having him to play on the weekend, it's better that he plays in this match. Or if Menu, who has trained and who was on the bench, I think, on the weekend, can come in for him. Fernandes shouldn't play for me. I'd bring in Mabry, just like against Crystal Palace. I think he can slot in easily. Rashford, I think, is going to start, but I won't start Rashford, and I'd go with Pelistri. But looking at Ten Hag's history, I think Garnacho would play, and I think Højlund shouldn't play either. I think Martial should come in for him, and this should be the team I think that we should go with. For Newcastle, they usually play 4-3-3. Obviously, their midfield of Longstaff, Guimaraes, and Joelinton are a regular fixture. Wilson will stay at number 9 because I think Isaac is certainly a long-term injury, but they don't have any other direct replacement. Almiron is you know what you get from Almiron, hardworking individual, so he'll start, and Gordon also gives the same kind of effort. They may go for Willock if they want to rest Gordon because he has played in that position. Plus, he scored against us in the last match at St James's Park. Target might come in for Denburn, or he can drop Fabian Scher and play Danburn as a centre back. Lascelles will start because they don't have a direct replacement. Trippier usually start, but if he wants to give him rest because they have an important match against Arsenal on the weekend, so Livramento might come in. They also have Lewis Hall and Richie who can play on the left side as well. Barnes is also out, otherwise he would have come in. So, mainly due to the injuries they have, I think this is the team they'll go with. They usually press with these three, and the wingers are really combative, and they have huge amount of pace in their team. And Wilson will always be sniffing around the center backs, you know, trying to manhandle our center backs. So they're always dangerous. Longstaff is good at making runs into the box and taking shots at the target. Guimaraes is, a brilliant playmaker, and Joe Linton is so difficult to, shake off the ball. And I think if we go with Casemiro, I think Joe Linton and Guimaraes might, run over midfield. Any right back that plays in the system it gets the outlet to, because Almiron comes in. The right back is usually Trippier, but even if Livramento comes in, he'd be expected to cross and provide delivery for Wilson in the box. Obviously, they're also dangerous on set pieces with Lascelles, Burn, and Joe Linton, as well as Longstaff. They've got plenty of height in their team, and obviously Wilson scored a header against us in the last fixture, so he's also good when it comes to aerial play. So it'll be a tough match, no matter how many changes Newcastle are forced to do. But I think looking at who would want this more, Newcastle might want this because this might be their best chance for a trophy, and that might be the case also with us. So we'll see which team trumps the other. Manchester United will be hoping that a victory in this match might usher in a better period, especially considering important fixtures against Fulham and Luton in the Premier League, which are must win, as well as the Champions League fixture against Copenhagen in Denmark. Erik Ten Hag has failed to deliver in terms of showing any kind of apparent progress this season, and we seem to lack any kind of coherent strategy or style of play. And looking at the list of fixtures, if we lose this match, I don't see us getting any kind of result both on the weekend as well as in the Champions League against Copenhagen. Inshallah, we can get a victory in this match, get some confidence, build some kind of momentum going into the important week ahead. Inshallah, we'll bring all the breakdown analysis of the match in our Red Dissection episode. Please join us for that. Until then, take care, do good, pray for Palestine. Assalamu alaikum.